that's a totally different plot line.
All right. I defy anybody, and I challenged everybody Monday. I challenge you to watch those two movies back to back and tell me that Jordan doesn't have more charisma in his movie than LeBron does in his. And again, maybe it's the director's fault in this movie, or not. It's the script's fault. It's 2 hours long. It's way too long. It's over long, and you kind of lose sight of what the message is after a while, because it just the basketball game at the end takes like an hour to play. It's endless on film. I was dozing off in it. It just went on so long.
But here's the thing, Skip. When you're playing a role and you're being a parent, maybe charisma is not what you're trying to showcase on the screen.
All right, I got it. But here's, in the end, there's a recent LeBron quote I'm going to read back to you, and it's the essence of my issue with this. LeBron said recently, in my younger days, part of my thinking was, Space Jam was so good, how can I top this? Okay, that's a good thought. That's a safe thought to me, because I told you, LeBron, I've warned him again and again, don't try to be or beat Michael Jordan, because that is the GOAT to me. Now, you'd say otherwise, but that's, you're going to bite off a little more than you can chew if you try to beat him on and off the court. That's just me. But he goes on to say, in this recent quote, there's always going to be conversations about LeBron trying to do everything Michael did, okay? But I've gotten older, and you know who you are. He means as I got older. You know what you stand for. It's something Mike created, and it is his. I held that with a lot of responsibility. Okay, what did I tell you Tuesday? What offends me the deepest is LeBron's, what I believe is delusional audacity to say, I can do this. I can take his movie and I can make it better than he did. And it's another way he's trying to convince what I call the blind witnesses out there, and there are billions of them, 142 million social media followers, trying to convince them by telling them you're the greatest. You can't show them, because it's hard to defeat 6-0 in the finals with 6 MVPs when you are now 4-6 in the finals.
But see, will you take it back, and that's the only thing that you use? Well, if it's all about rings, shouldn't Bill Russell be the GOAT that's 11-1?
All right, but 6 MVPs, and you can go on and
Russell
on about...
Russell has 5 MVPs, and back then, before Russell, they really didn't give the finals MVP until 1969, which was Russell's last finals.
Okay, but don't we look back at those times as almost prehistoric NBA times?
But it happened.
Okay,
everybody,
it did. All right.
Skip, you got to realize, they didn't count block shots until 1973, 74. Were they blocking shots? They didn't give assists. Were they not assisting the basketball? Were they not stealing the basketball? So just like the sacks didn't become an official stat until 82, if I'm not mistaken. Did they not sack the quarterback prior to 1982?
Sure.
Also, so should they not get credit for that?
Okay. Bill Russell was a great player, but he's as tall as LeBron. He's 6'9" to LeBron's 6'9".
But Skip,
that's the evolution of basketball.
Let this sink in. People are upset. You are offended by LeBron thinking he has the audacity to do something that LeBron did. Imagine me being upset or offended that someone tried to do something like somebody. I don't care. You get upset when you were sincerely upset by that. And it's like LeBron, because like, you know what, guys? I got it in the next. Breaking news, LeBron James has an announcement. I have a cure for COVID. What took you so long? You had to let 600,000 people die before you come up with a cure? That's what y'all say. Michael Jordan would have had that thing 2 years ago. That's what y'all do to LeBron. It's always Michael could have done it better. Michael did it first. Okay, Skip, just because somebody did it first, that doesn't mean they did it better.
Think about this. This man, Michael Jordan, is still selling his sneaker brand to 8-year-olds. They want Jordans. They might want LeBrons in some cases, but in the largest case, they want Jordans before they want LeBrons. That's impossibly great, right? The lasting star power of that, it lives on even today. LeBron can't sell sneakers the way Jordan still sells sneakers.
No, Skip. And guess what? They still sell cell phones. AT&T was here first. But that doesn't mean Google couldn't come along. Google created a cell phone also. There are other companies that created things also, Skip. Just because you did it first doesn't mean someone else... Just imagine, if somebody just created the first thing and nobody said, nah, we good, that's it. What?
Okay, this is just me. I don't care if he created it first or created it 5th or 6th or 7th. I don't. I just know he was better. And I just know his star power. Now, again, I was around him a lot, so I felt it, and I know it better. I have not been around LeBron a lot. I've observed him very closely, and I know a lot of people around him very well. So I think I have a pretty good sense of LeBron, and I have a great sense of Jordan. You have been around Jordan enough to know.
Yes.
You want to talk special?
Oh, Skip, I'm not denying that. Everybody that I've ever talked to, he doesn't seem real. He seems like he's levitating. He seems like he's a Buddha or
you
a
have
ghost
said that.
or something.
It does seem like he's levitating in the same room that you're in.
I won't deny that. I mean, I don't know. Like I said, I've never been around Tiger Woods. Maybe Tiger Woods possessed that characteristic. I haven't been around. You know, I'm sure Michael Jackson. I'm sure there have been people maybe Elvis had that also. Skip, I don't know, but I've been around Michael a little bit, and he's the only guy that ever been around that didn't seem real.
So I appreciate what Pitka said about the three entertainers, the three superstars he's been around. I saw Michael Jackson once in concert from the second row. I saw Madonna in concert twice from maybe the third or fourth row. So I was close enough where I could absorb the charisma, the star power, and I'm good with this. I think that's an apt comparison. So there's something that you can't teach or coach. You either have it or you don't. And you can't talk yourself into having it. And it's magnetism that Michael had so comfortably on screen that I didn't get from LeBron. And again, they made a great big movie as far as they threw a bunch of money at it. And I give you, the plot twists I thought they were a little weird for being in a cartoon, but they made it a little different within the confines of the same sort of format as the first one.
I might need to go watch Space Jam again, because you're putting Jordan and you make it seem like he's Jim Brown in acting. You make it seem like he's one of these one of these Denzel, like he's giving you
Denzel.
like he's giving you Othello or something.
No, but go watch it. I dare you to.
I'm like,
you want to talk about comfort level? He just takes it over immediately, and he's cool with it. There's nothing. LeBron was trying so hard to act. It's like, look, Ma, I'm acting. Watch this.
I gotta act. I gotta play a part, but I'm also being a father.
Okay, and again, maybe that's too much to ask of a LeBron who's not an experienced actor. Obviously, Jordan was completely inexperienced as an actor. He just stepped into the middle of it, and the whole thing revolves even more around him in the original than it evolves around LeBron.
And plus,
remember, there was no Don Cheadle in the first one. Don Cheadle is a superstar to me. He's right up there with Denzel to me in sheer ability to act. He can do anything. He's done.
He has range.
Yeah, huge range, and again, he's so great at it that he's almost too likable to be a villain, even though he played the villain great. I liked him. I didn't hate him at all. I didn't fear him because he's Don Cheadle. And I like Don Cheadle. And I told you that movie that's out right now, No Sudden Move, he actually plays a very lovable criminal, a guy who just got out of prison and falls into a situation that, look out. And he pulls it off where you're rooting for the guy who just got out of prison. Well, that's Don Cheadle's power. Okay, so Don Cheadle helped drive this movie because he's the co-star with LeBron, right? I don't know who has the most lines in the movie, but it might be close between.
Skip, he's a villain, so there has to be, you know, when you're doing a hero and a villain, obviously LeBron is going to be the hero. You have to have a villain, and so Don Cheadle did a great job of playing the villain. Okay, Skip, but this notion that because Michael Jordan was in a movie, so I guess guys shouldn't do shoes. Kevin Durant and Kyrie and LeBron and anybody that have the shoe shouldn't do a shoe because they're never going to surpass Michael Jordan, so don't do shoes. Well, you shouldn't do beverage commercials because Michael Jordan did Gatorade.
But none of those guys ever suggested, I'm going to be better than Jordan. Not one of them. LeBron does nothing but suggest, I got this. And in that quote I read you, what he's saying is, you know, I held up everything that Michael created with a lot of responsibility. He's saying to you, it was time for him to pass the torch to me and for me to make
That
my
ain't what he
Space
said.
Jam. Well, that's
he
what
said,
it is.
He said, I felt that if I was going to do the movie, I needed to do it justice because Mike put his stamp on it,
Yep.
and I need to hold it. Just because they don't say it publicly. You don't think Kevin Durant and Dame and Steph Curry are trying to be the greatest basketballs ever, the players ever, just because they don't say it publicly?
Do you think in Kevin Durant's heart of hearts that he thinks he's better than Michael Jordan? I do not.